California is making history as the first state in the nation to ban ultra-processed food from school lunches.
Filled with sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats, these foods have been linked to a number of health issues, including obesity, diabetes, and heart disease.
CBS 8's Richard Allen joins us in studio tonight with more on how this new law will be rolled out. And Richard, it definitely won't be immediate.
Well, that's right, Marcella. It will be phased in over the next decade throughout schools here in California. Now, we're talking about ultra-processed foods, which often include artificial flavors and colors, as well as high levels of saturated sodium, fat, or sugar. Foods that are high in calories, but low in nutritional value.
I'm surprised it took this long.
For many parents, California's plan to eventually get rid of ultra-processed foods from school meals is a no-brainer.
There's too much crap in the foods now, so I don't think that they should have it at all.
I think it's a good idea. I think kids need to eat more healthy, but I don't think it's a good idea to do it all at once.
In fact, this will be a gradual process, with schools in the state beginning to phase out ultra-processed foods in 2029, with a complete ban in place by 2035.
Here in California, we are actually doing the work to protect our kids' health.
State Assembly member Jesse Gabriel authored this legislation.
AB 1264 will provide the first ever legal definition of what constitutes an ultra-processed food. And it will establish a science-based framework to remove the most dangerous ultra-processed foods from our schools.
Over the next few years, the California Department of Health will work to identify which ultra-processed ingredients are linked to health problems to determine exactly which foods are eventually banned.
Any steps taken to help the health of our children in general is more than welcome.
Dr. Ahmad Beylouni is chief of pediatrics at Sharp Chula Vista.
There's so many people that just don't have the resources necessary to feed their kids healthy foods, and a lot of people rely on school lunches.
Dr. Beylouni says studies have shown ultra-processed foods have not only been linked to health issues like obesity and heart disease, but also poor academic performance and mental health issues. He also points to new data from the CDC that shows that 1/3 of kids above age 12 are pre-diabetic, another condition linked to ultra-processed foods.
It's one of the tougher issues to solve because that issue starts with nutrition. And unless you really address kids' nutrition, you're not going to crack this problem.
Dr. Beylouni says he hopes this legislation here in California motivates other states to follow suit.
Ultimately, this is something hopefully we can start doing as a country.
And this legislation is receiving pushback from some food and beverage manufacturers who say this law runs the risk of stigmatizing some processed foods like canned fruits or vegetables that have preservatives in them. But the supporters of the legislation say that the law does not ban foods per se. Instead, it bans the harmful ingredients in those foods.
So a lot of schools, of course, that we're dealing with. So how and who's going to determine what ingredients are harmful?
Yeah, it's a long process. It's the California Department of Public Health that will have the task over the next few years of examining these ingredients, these additives, these preservatives, to determine which ones are the most harmful. And that's exactly why it's going to take so long to roll this out. It doesn't start until 2029, and the full ban doesn't complete until 2035, so 10 years from now.
Wow. Yeah, definitely an evolving
Yes.
area, and people are very interested in having less of those chemicals in their bodies.
Exactly.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.